Hey everyone, today we are going to do a get ready with me and a little bit of a ghost story. So I hope you guys like ghost stories. Stay tuned, make yourself comfortable, and let's begin. So I'm going to start by pulling my hair back because I have a lot of it, and if I don't pull it back, it will be all over the place. Check that out. Can you tell I just redid my hair? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my foundation routine using Born This Way in Porcelain, and I mix this with, that's about 2 pumps, and I mix it with a pump of the It CC Cream in Fair because this is like crazy light, and then I put an illuminator in it. Now I tried the one that I just got in my Ricky's NYC Cult Crushes, and I wasn't a big fan of it. It was very, very oily, and it really diluted my foundation, so I'm using the Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow instead, which I have used before, and it just gives my skin a nice warm glow. And so I use about that much. I've got so many palettes on my desk. I didn't know which color to use today for my eyes. All I'm doing is going to Home Depot, so I didn't know which what eye look to do today, so I just grabbed a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna mix this all together using this giant sponge that I got from Target. This is from Sonia Kashuk, and it's huge, and I dampened it already just a little bit, and I am going to dab it all over my face. So, and I do want to tell you guys a bit of a ghost story today. I grew up in California, in Southern California, actually, LA, Orange County area, and I loved it there, except for this one house that I lived in, and I'll get to that in just a second while I finish my foundation. I use this for my primer. It is the Cover FX Blurring Primer, and I really love it. It definitely blurs all of my lines and wrinkles and all that stuff, and so yeah, really like it. All right, foundation is done. Move on to a little bit of concealer. So I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Neutral. Why is my thing is not focusing, and it's really pissing me off. All right, Tarte Shape Tape, Fair Neutral. Bam, right there. Like I need all of this to go to Home Depot today. I'm not a big brush fan when it comes to foundation and primer and all of that good stuff. I tend to see like brush strokes in my foundation when I do it. Maybe I'm just using the wrong brush. So if you have a foundation brush that you absolutely love, comment below with it because I'd love to know. I have not found one that doesn't give me like brush strokes, and I end up feeling like a freaking Van Gogh with all my brush strokes all over my damn face. I probably should have put my bangs back, but it's too late now. And then I'm going to set it with some Coty Airspun. I remember this from my grandma. My grandma used to use this all the time. So when I open it and it's got that smell to it, I immediately think of my grandmother, and it makes me miss her so much. I was watching a few different videos, and a lot of beauty YouTubers started using this again. And so I started using it again too because it does work very well, and it's hella cheap. I'm using my Urban Decay large powder brush F102 to do this. This is my favorite powder brush in the history of brushes. And I'm just going to set the whole thing, and then I'm going to put some powder underneath my eyes. More to catch fallout over baking. That's kind of my priority. And then we will start on these eyebrows that are just like, I don't know what's going on with them. They're kind of out of control. While that is setting, I'm going to do my brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills the DipBrow pomade, and this is in medium brown. So I use this all the time. And then the brush that I use, I am in love with. This brush is $1. I found it at Dollar Tree. It's a little Wet n Wild little angled brush, and this thing is pretty darn amazing. The bristles are stiff, and so they're really good on my eyebrows. Shall we move on with the ghost story? So, like I said, I grew up in Fullerton, Orange County area, and there's a house that we lived in for a little while. We didn't live in there for very long. That I was always a little scared of, and always like nervous to stay in. I'm at my brows. Hold on. I was always a little nervous to stay in there by myself. And my sister was the same way. My brother was kind of the same way. And so we never liked to be there by ourselves. So when I lived there, I lived in the bigger room of the 3 bedrooms that were upstairs. And my little sister had the smaller room, and her room was right over the garage. It was actually a pretty cool location because we used to sit out on the garage and smoke. I don't smoke anymore. I moved out when I was 18. My sister, who was in the smaller room, moved into my bigger room when I moved out. Well, less than a year went by and I ended up moving back in. Just things didn't work out with my roommate. I couldn't really afford it. It was just a little much. And so I moved back home, and I ended up moving into the smaller room because my sister took my bigger room. No biggie. I had the cool, over the garage thing, and so I was totally fine with it. Let's move on with my eyes, and then I'll continue the story. I'm going to use my 35W palette here. I'm going to use this as a base color, and then I'm going to go in here with this color for my crease color, and then I'm going to play with my Juvia's Place palettes, and we'll have lots of fun with some really great colors in my Juvia's Place palettes. Yeah, see, that's the thing about, I'm sorry, that's my cat. That's the thing about Morphe palettes is I'm happy that the colors are buildable, but sometimes I just don't want to build them up. See, that is like 2 or 3 passes into the color, and that does not make me too thrilled. That's just 1 pass. So I got to build that up. But I mean, the palettes are nice. They're inexpensive. The Jaclyn Hill palette I do not have, but I hear it's pretty nice. So one palette that I recently got that I'm dropping my mirror. One palette that I recently got was the Nudie Patootie palette that I've already kind of gotten makeup on. And I do really love this palette. I'm not going to use it today, but I might use it today. Yeah, let's use it today. Sorry, Juvia's Place. We're going to use Nudie Patootie today. This is a fluffy brush from the crayon case. I like these. They look like pencils. They're really cute. The brush themselves are pretty good. I'm going to go in with streaking and kind of go over the top of this Morphe that I put down. All right, so moving on to my ghost story. I moved back into the smaller room in my house, which, like I said, was totally fine. I enjoyed hanging out on the roof with my friends and smoking. Sorry, Mom. Strange things started happening in that room. I'm gonna go in with butt naked. Well, butt naked, not Jaybird. Like I said, I moved into the smaller room. Weird things started happening. For one thing, the door would never latch, no matter what. We changed the doorknob, we adjusted it, everything would be fine for a few days, and all of a sudden it would just open up by itself. And I would always see something in the corner of my eye come in, and I thought it would be my cat. I had a cat at the time that was white with kind of black spots on it. She had like a kind of a grayish black tail and a couple little black spots on her face. I assumed it was her, and it was never her. She was never there, or she was downstairs, or she was already sitting on my bed or something. And so I never really thought much of it. And then when I started having the crazy dreams, it's when I started kind of freaking out a little bit. I used to have a reoccurring dream, and it was more like it was like I was kind of half asleep, and this would be happening, and I wouldn't be able to move, and I'd be lying down in my bed, and I would see up above me this woman, and sometimes she was young and beautiful, and she had long dark hair, and sometimes she was old. And when she was young and beautiful, she had, beautiful color to her face, but she always looked really, upset. And she was always reaching out to me, too, like she was wanting me to do something. I never knew what to do. I never knew who it was. I thought it was just a dream. But it was always the same thing. Either she was young or she was old. There was circlies, swirlies behind her. When she was old, it was all black and gray and white. There was hardly any color. And these dreams happened probably about 10 or 12 times. Maybe more. I don't remember. And so I never really thought about it. I moved out like about a year later when I met my now husband, and never really thought about it. So fast forward a few years later, my parents moved to Texas. My sister had moved out by this time, so we kind of all went about our way. And then there was one day where I was chatting with my sister. It was probably like a holiday, like Thanksgiving or Christmas. And we started talking about that room and about that house. And she was like, I had the weirdest dreams in that room. And I was like, yeah, me too. And she proceeded to describe my dreams to me that I used to dream. She said, yeah, I used to have these crazy dreams about this woman who was above my bed. She needed help. Sometimes she was old and sometimes she was young. And I was like, what the hell? I am wetting this with my dewy finish, by the way, so that I can go into Jaybird, which is the big reason I bought this palette. The color shift on Jaybird is just like phenomenal. Do you see how it's pink? It goes, there we go. It goes gold. Pink, gold, pink, gold. Damn, Laura Lee, you like hit this out of the park. I'm gonna put this right in the center of my eyelid. So that was the story of my room and the crazy ass dreams we used to have. My sister and I always had those crazy dreams, and we didn't know for years that we were having the same damn dreams. Yeah, I like that so much. All right, I'm going to go in with a damp brush again and go into Uncover, which is this one right here. It's kind of a light, like silvery. It's like a warm silver. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's super pretty. I want to go right over the Jaybird with it and just kind of pat it on. I wonder if that would be better with my finger. Yeah, that's better with my finger. I'm gonna go back in with Jaybird and kind of do the edges again. Ooh, I love this so much. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite palettes lately. This palette is amazing. I'm gonna go in and do some liner and some lashes, and then we will do our contour and all that good stuff, and I will be right back. So I think my eyes are done. I decided not to go with the lashes today. I just used a couple swipes of my Butter London Double Decker mascara that I love so much, and it's on sale at Ulta right now. As of recording this video, I think it's on sale for like 12 bucks. It's normally 20, and this mascara is like my favorite. Let's finish off this face. Now I'm gonna go in with my IT Cosmetics You Sculpted palette here and do a little bit of contouring. I'm hitting pan on my soft contour already, and so I'm gonna have to get another one of these. I want to try Fenty. I actually haven't had any Fenty yet, and it's mostly because I don't really have a Sephora that's that close to me. There's one, it's a few miles away, but it's always kind of a pain in the butt to get there. And so I end up never going. I need some coffee. I went to Starbucks this morning when I dropped off the kids. Got myself my toffee nut mocha, which is my drink. It's either that or a shaken passion fruit. It's my favorite. And then I'm gonna go in with this Tarte Amazonian Clay in Feisty for a blush. It's a really nice neutral blush. Let's go in with my new Aesthetica P12 brush. This is kind of a big, fluffy brush, and I think that might work out well for this. I haven't actually used this brush yet. I believe I got it in BoxyCharm this month. I think. I don't remember. Okay. I need to do a little bit of nose contour. When I was younger, I was always very insecure about my nose because it is big. It's kind of hawk-shaped. I usually don't do a lot of contouring on it. I'll do like just a little tiny bit, just so my face doesn't look really flat when I'm using a full coverage foundation, because I tend to just flatten out when I'm wearing it. So I have to have a little bit of dimension. So let's go in with a highlighter. I recently picked this up. This is the Carli Bybel or Bybel. I never know how to say her name. Deluxe edition. I thought it would be very similar to the first one, which I also have, but it's not. And here's the first one. And I mean, there are some colors that are similar, but there are some colors that are very, very different. So I'm kind of glad that I got it. So the colors look similar, but this one is definitely more kind of a coppery tone, and this one's got a lot of pinks in it. But I heard that this palette is being discontinued. So if you're gonna go get it now. And the only reason I'm using this palette today is for this color right here. That is the highlighter. And this highlighter is freaking blinding. So nice. So I'm going to get, this is a crown brush. And I like this one because it's fluffy, but it's a little bit more dense. I'm gonna go in with this highlighter, this no-name highlighter, and I am going to give myself a glow. Look at that. I love it. So pretty. So yeah, so if you want a inexpensive blinding highlighter, this is a nice one to get. Plus you get all these other colors with it too. I'm gonna put a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Again, dimension. Put a teeny bit on the end of my nose. Not a whole lot. I don't really like, even that's too much. It's a little better. Oh, and I need to put a little bit in the corners of my eyes. Yes. I really like this highlighter. It's really pretty. And it's light enough for my face, which is nice. I'm going to put a little tiny bit right below my eyebrows too. So even that's just a little too much. I feel like I just went like Space Cadet with that one. So let's blend that out a little bit. That's better. Much better. All right. And I need some lips because this is not going to cut it. This liner is by Pure, and it came in a kit, and I think it's like it's a burgundy color, and I tend to like this one because I do a contouring on my lips too. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. All right, to contour my lips, I do like an X right in the middle here. And that kind of darkens up the center here. And then I also do a center little line right here. And then I do the edges as well. So that's it. No, I'm just kidding. That's not it. And then I go through with this here. This is by Buxom. This is Amsterdam. And this is a lipstick that I really love, mostly because it's got kind of a pepperminty kind of thing to it that I really, really, really love. And it just makes my lips feel plumper, and they makes them feel really soft. And I put it on the parts that I did not put the liner on. And kind of blend it all together. And then I'm not done. Then I go in with the Tarte Lippie Lingerie in the color Enticing, which I've had forever, and I love this one. I don't remember if it came in a kit or if it came just on its own, but I have it. And I go back over where I had that liner. And just kind of make it a little poppy. I can go in with this highlighter again and dot a little bit. And that'll give it kind of a little bit of a glow too. All right, my makeup's done. Yay, and you guys got to hear a ghost story, and that's awesome. And now I get to go to Home Depot and buy a bunch of stuff because we're redoing our house, and I have a nice little list of things that I need to get. What is up with this hair? There we go. So there it is. There's my makeup look. If you like it, be sure to comment below and make sure you subscribe and hit those notifications so that you know every time I upload a video. I'm trying to do it twice a week, so you can take a look for those, and but you will never miss them if you hit that notifications button. I hope. I don't know. I mean, YouTube changes their algorithms all the time, but it wouldn't hurt, right? Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.